I decided to do this video because I think it's very important. If you suffer from voices, external voices, it is important to keep your sanity when they are the loudest. And it is really hard, especially when you have also outside world going on. So I just want you to know you don't have to listen to the voices. You don't have to listen to the impulses. Like last night, I had a very harsh psychosis. I literally felt like I had to do something very bad, and it was being shouted at me, and I could see it, and it was really hard. So, in ways to cope, I found humor. I tried to find different. I have dark humor. I have suicidal ideation, so I think of death a lot. And so, in ways to make that healthy, I find funny ways to think of death. And so, it being Halloween, I YouTube videoed ways to do the Hangman's Noose. And I visualized different ways to do Halloween projects with the Hangman's Noose. And so I told my dad it would be really fun to hang up ghosts with the Hangman Noose in our garden. I know, morbid, me thinking about killing myself and thinking of a Hangman's Noose and thinking of craft projects, but that's where my twisted thinking goes. And you gotta work with what you get. And I try to think of different craft projects to quit thinking of all the crappy shit that's going on, you know. I try to cope in healthy ways. So, it is important to be crafty. It is important to think of things outside of yourself during these moments of crisis, because when you are thinking of other things, you're not thinking of the voices that are being shouted at you. Like in this moment, I am being told it would be easier be dead. Because the reality of it is, I am a burden to everyone in my life. I cause hardship on my friends and my loved ones. The voices are telling me that I'm cruel and I'm selfish. And I'm evil. I I do believe I'm evil. And vile. And disgusting. And not human. And that's hard. And when you think that, over the years, you don't think of yourself as human. I haven't thought of myself as a human being in a long time. So I try to think of things and make things better. Because that is the bigger picture. That is what is important. Not the pain and the suffering. And I'm sorry if I had a psychosis, but it's hard to tune them out today. It's really hard. But I'm busy and distracted, and I'm focused on tasks, which is hard to focus. It's easier to, it's physically easier to do things when you exert yourself. That's why therapists tell you to exercise, which is a shit way of saying do something to physically exert yourself. I don't like the word exercise. So, I like tasks. I like things like washing the dishes or cooking a good meal. Focusing on that. Because if you can feed your family and make them happy, the reward's a lot more gratifying than focusing on the negative. Seeing an expression of joy on someone else's face for a moment helps you get out of your depression. Won't necessarily help you with the voices, but it helps you with the depression. I understand I can't force empathy on anybody, and I can't force anybody to want to understand my situation. But I have a hard time holding down jobs because I'm slow. Because I get it. For me to process something, it takes me a lot longer than it does a normal person. I get that can be frustrating for most employers. I'm very chatty. That can be very difficult to deal with. I have anxiety issues where something minor seems nothing to somebody, but to me, it's like when you see a drip. A normal person can just walk on by. But someone who obsesses over something, They see that fucking drip and they can't think of anything but that fucking drip. It literally consumes their whole fucking world. And that is my life with worries. I used to laugh because my grandma Bessie, they used to call her worry wart. I didn't realize that could actually become a sick obsession. So when you start to spiral and go down that rabbit hole, for me, it's easier to self-direct, redirect when, again, you have something else to focus on. That's why I highly recommend, if you can, get yourself a critter. This is my life right here. These, I have 3 of them. 3 cats. I focus a lot of my energies into their care. And you know what? It does snap me out of my fucking issues. I get accused for being selfish or self-absorbed. Well, I kind of can't help it because I literally can't get. I can't stop managing my symptoms, and I don't know how to do that without making other people unhappy. So, again, I'm working with a therapist. I'm reaching out here to try to get more help and find more coping skills to be better and more successful in my life. Because it takes a community. It's not just. I don't want to be Robin Williams and suffer alone. I don't have a lot of people to talk to in my life who is sympathetic. So, making these videos not only to reach out, but to try to find better ways to cope in my life.